What up, world? You already know what it is, man. It's your friendly neighborhood man, J5TH. We live in the building right now. Man, Big J.
What's going on, boss?
You tell me, man.
Hey, man, I'm enjoying myself right now, man. You know, I'm be the star of the show today, man.
Yeah, right, man. Yeah, right. We talking about some sports. How about them Lions, baby? You see that? 2 picks? Come on. No?
Wow.
No? I just heard, man, the Steelers, man, they talking about getting Buda Baker, man. What's up? Yeah. Maybe.
Hey, man, they don't want to see that, man.
I see the before I introduce my guests, I see their faces, man. So apparently they not Lion fans or Steeler fans.
Yeah.
I thought you was talking like King of the Jungle or
see, here we go.
Showing some Raiders in the building.
Niner fans, yeah, it's a little different.
Some Raider fans in the building.
See, let me just add, y'all. Before we get started, before I introduce them, just NFC or AFC, which one of y'all?
NFC, baby.
Okay, baby, maybe. I think it's a Cowboy fan. I feel
all day.
Hey,
all day.
Hey, world, but we got a dope show, phenomenal show, man. I got 2 gifted philanthropy type, man, just great man. These dudes are incredible, man. The title for today is called Premier Athletics. Premier Athletics. I'm gonna let them ponder on that. We're gonna get off into this theme, and we'll be back after this. It's the Patio PolitiCz. Let's get it.
We hope you stay a while, cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like, yeah. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. I said it's right for life. Come in with the shows that you like. We trying to be the best on the mic. DJ playing cuts that you like, yeah. It could be the start of your day, or maybe just the end of your night. But if you're rocking with us, Patio PolitiCz is gonna do you right. Oh, cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. Yeah. We got whatever you like. Whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try. Yeah. Cause it's right for life. Oh. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Ooh. Come on and just give us a try. Yeah. We hope you stay a while.
You stay a while, because if you don't, we're going to put you on a very intense hitting drill. I'm talking 1995. Yeah. I just got bad grades, and my teacher, my mom that brought me to Coach Ellis and said, I've been messing up in school hitting line, right?
Oh, yeah, man. We remember them days. Yes, I was in that line a few times.
Man. See, there it is. I mean, you was hard-headed, man.
I was.
Hey, but we got a dope show, man. And like I was saying briefly, Big J, man, I had the privilege of experiencing these 2 gifted individuals this year. You know, I had took my 8-year-old son to their program, and when I was saying, man, the top-notch program, one of the best I done seen, and I sincerely say that, I loved it. Yeah. I loved it. They didn't pull no punches. They was honest, and they were transparent about everything out the gate, and I feel that's what we need in football programs. Yes. And me, not only being a father, but a person who grew up playing Pop Warner, high school, all 3 years of high school, just to see what's being brought back into our community and the authenticity of it is just off the charts with these individuals, man. I can go on forever about it. Like I said, it's something that I feel you guys that are LA based, Orange County based, all over, it's something you have to experience. Don't take my word for it. Just pull up.
There it is, that part.
Premier Sports, we got my man, Coach Kevin, Coach Ellis, man. What up, baby?
What's up?
How y'all feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good.
You feeling blessed, man?
I'm blessed. Man. Thank you for having us on the show today. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, thank you for coming. Yeah. Now, before we got into the theme, I heard some NFC talk.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I seen some faces when I said I was a Lion fan, man.
I mean, it's all love.
I seen some fans when I said I'm a Steeler fan, because, you know, we own them cats, man, over in the NFC and Super Bowls, because, I mean...
I do have a cowboy helmet at home with the Steelers on it.
Yeah, you said, how many? How many?
I got one.
There it
is. Hey, now, Coach Kev, you a Cowboy fan, too?
Nah, man, my team just happened to be the one who won the most recent Super Bowl aside from this past year, you know, being the Rams. You know.
Okay. All right. Hey.
Now, I'm a recently recommitted Ram fan.
Oh, come on, Coach
I was
Kev.
representing
that.
the Colts for a while, but I originally was a Ram fan. But then, you know, I'm a little older than y'all, man. I was
You got
a
that
Ram
birthright.
fan.
You got that birthright,
and then they
brother, from
left,
day
and
one.
then because I'm an LA fan.
Yeah.
You know, Lakers, Dodgers,
Rams,
Kings,
Come on.
yeah, whatever. Right? If you LA, that's me.
Yeah.
But when they left, I became a Colts fan. But now they back.
There you
I'm
go.
good, man. I'm
Okay,
good.
okay. Now, let me ask you, Coach Kev. Do you think that Super Bowl was a fluke?
No, I don't think it was a fluke.
You think it was
man.
for real, the real deal? You don't think it was staged?
No. I think it was perfectly timed. I mean, everything. And we're gonna get into it. Like I'm 100% LA dude, man. I mean, I'm a Carson dude first and foremost.
Yeah. Shout out to Carson. Yeah.
But I'm from this area, and so it was like they won the game. They showcased us, and
Yep.
then the artist was
The
about
West
LA.
Coast.
So I was like, ooh,
It was nice.
yeah,
It was nice.
I see how Coach Ellis looking. Was it staged, Coach Ellis, or what, man?
Nah, man, I don't think it was staged, but he right, man. It was like perfect
It was
timing.
perfect timing,
It was
yeah.
gonna be great to sell. Let me say it
Yeah,
that way.
it sold. It happened
It was
to sell
easy,
a
it was easy
million.
sell.
I mean,
It was
you
easy
know.
sell.
Okay. And man, shout out to my brother, man, who I played for the LA demos with, Brandon Smith. That's
Yes,
my
sir.
boy.
Yes,
B.
sir.
Oh Lord.
B. Smith is who, B. Smith is who
B.
referred me, man. He
Okay.
referred me and was like, Jay, you got to bring him. You want to get him right? Come to Premiere.
Oh
Yes.
man, play with that
Yes.
dude and live with that dude, man. Moved out. We lived together since 17 all the way through college.
What?
Oh yeah, and then went to Narbonne with him. So rocked the whole time.
Oh,
And, went to Mount Sac with him. Left, went to Oklahoma, went to Central Oklahoma, UCO.
So you played with him at Narbonne too?
Played with him at Narbonne. Played with him at Mount Sac. Played with him at UCO.
Oh, so that mean Coach Ellis was at the game or had that pick when we
Yeah,
played.
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah, we
With
played.
Fremont.
Where?
We came up to play on the passing league.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you got Pathfinders?
Yes, man, for life.
Yes. Ooh, my mom's was a Pathfinder.
Man, shout out to moms, man.
Yeah, man.
Shout out, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember that, Coach Ellis?
I don't remember, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to remember playing Fremont period in sevens. When did we play? What year?
It was man, I want to say 2002.
It was 2002.
Damn, I want to
The
tell my
passing league,
age.
we came up there.
2002.
Okay.
Yeah, we
At-
came up
at
there.
Devon?
You graduated
At
03?
Narbonne.
I graduated 04.
Okay.
I graduated a year, but I still was
Me
on varsity.
and B was 03, so yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, you was there?
I would have played. I guarantee you. I would
Yeah, you had a big tight end there.
Yeah,
That was-
Antoine.
Yeah,
Antoine Applewhite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Antoine. Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't remember it. I honestly, as bad as this gonna sound, I remember all the ones when it got real hostile. Other than that, sevens we played them almost every week.
Oh
We played them so
yeah.
often.
It wasn't even hostile. It was cool.
Yeah, no.
It was cool.
You got family also went there, the Kemp brothers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
I don't know my people.
Yeah,
yeah.
family.
Exactly what we
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah,
That's my
first cousins,
Oh,
man.
man.
Real talk,
and,
man.
And DeAndre.
Yeah, yep, those were my
Yes.
cousins.
Yeah. Drake was a beast.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, went over to Wisconsin.
Yeah,
man.
went over to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But dog used to come back and teach us. That's how we used to learn, man. We didn't really have nothing like this.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
when
exactly.
the dudes left, when they would make it to the next level, they'll come
Right,
home and then we'll just work
right.
out. So we'll learn from them what they learned in their college.
Absolutely.
Wow. So
Yeah.
That's why y'all was always re-upping as far as talent goes.
Yeah.
It was in-house, but y'all was recirculating.
Yeah, but it was the players.
The
It wasn't
talent.
even the
Yeah.
coaches. Like we didn't have no trainers
Wow.
and stuff like what we have now.
Yeah.
It was just neighborhood love. You
Yeah,
come home,
yeah.
school love. We show up, man. They show us everything they learning at the next level.
Yeah.
wow.
And with Narbonne
Yeah.
putting out as many kids as they were, we had 4-5 kids every year at
Man,
least
going. Yes.
going D1.
yeah.
Ronnie Smith.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, boo.
Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Oh,
Yeah,
Keith,
demo,
Small
man.
world.
Yeah, yes, demos, brother.
That's
LA
wow.
demos.
Now is that how? What was the conception of Premiere? Was it from that of cats coming back and it started off small? Get into that.
Man,
He has a verse and I got a verse, but I want him to go first.
Okay.
man, to be honest with you, man, Premiere started with me and Coach Scott. We were actually commuting, man. I lived in the IE for a while when I first got back from college. And we were commuting in the car, and we both were training. He was training basketball. I was training football and sports performance, overall speed work.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there, man, and we was like, man, we don't want to name our company Elite. Like literally everybody had
Is
Elite in their name.
Everything.
Everything elite. So honestly, I was like, what's another word for elite? And Premiere came about. So at that very moment, we gave a brand to what we had been doing for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I started off working as a Nike Spark certified trainer. So I was doing it with the Nike camps, going to all the Nike football camps. That's how I started. Shout out to Eugene Jackson for putting me on with that,
right.
and Michael Fletcher. So started there, and then created the idea of Premiere, but then gave it a name, and then it just took off from there.
Wow. Damn. Now what about you, Coach? It was
Well, to piggyback off the original topic we were on in terms of, well, let me back up. You know, I'm 56, man. I'm a full 20-year generation between me and Coach Ellis. And coming up in Carson, went to Banning. You know, in our era, it was Banning. Carson was the man.
Period.
And then it trickled down to Carson, Norbonne, and then Norbonne took off as like, so it was like each school kind of had their run.
Yeah.
But in our neighborhood, in our community, pretty much everything Coach Ellis said, the tradition was the little homies would be at the park, and let's call them elementary. So all the dudes that was in middle school playing travel ball or whatever, tackle football, they would come back to the block and they would just teach all the little homies like the drills and the techniques. Yeah. And then it go from middle school, then the dudes get to high school, they come back, hey, this is what the coaches got us doing.
Yeah.
They train up the young dude. They're just teaching you drills.
Yeah.
Because for us, it was like, let's just go to the park and play.
Yeah.
We didn't have a whole lot of PlayStation and all of that.
No, none of that.
As a young dude in my era, you would kind of define through sports, banging, or slanging.
Man, yeah.
I was not a banger.
Yeah.
Was not slanging. So my lane 100% was going to be in sports.
In sports, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So that was like people I looked up to. So then you get to high school, you're teaching the young homie. Then when dudes get to college, because we had so many nice cats, they get to college and they would come back and they would teach the high school dudes, and then same thing to the pros. You know, mind you, your pool of people teaching gets less and less and less. Yeah. But everything we was learning was third hand.
Man.
Now, we didn't know what we were doing. So for me, went to Banning, go to Arizona State. I get to Arizona State and I start seeing kids that came in, but they had trainers and formal teachings
prior
and
to.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna be political. You see a dude that's not of our melanin, nice,
yeah.
You're like, how you get nice? Well, he had a trainer, and then I started kind of going, well, man, if I would have had, right? And so for about 10, 15 years, man, I was on some bitter stuff in life, but that's another story for another day. And so I just always had felt like, man, if I had seen this, I could have been here. Or if I So then I got into park and recreation. I got into sports. I'm going to fast forward. Ellis is coming back from college. And Coach Scott and Coach Ack were doing basketball. And so long story short, it's a long story, but I'm gonna skip it. But the point of it is, I was like, you know what? Let me re-emulate my neighborhood ways, but let's do it the right way, because I felt like I had coached youth sports. I coached Carson Pop Warner and little basketball and baseball. But I felt like, all right, well, I'm on the city side. Why don't I lay a platform or foundation and let the dudes that are better than me, because they went further than me, knew more knowledge. I'm like, let me back up, take a little shine off mine, or matter of fact, take my shine and kind of reflect it and let them go. But give them all the stuff that I used to kind of like fighting for field space, fighting for this, let them go. And so like, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go in front of y'all and do this and let y'all cook. And so cats like Ellis, Phil, Coach Tony, we got a bunch of different people.
Shout out to the coaches, man.
Yeah, in their perspective, but that's what they do, right?
Yeah.
And so I said, well, why don't I create a situation? And it kind of started with basketball, but we knew we would eventually fade it to football. And so we put all these components, and then basketball started going, then football started coming. And we just started building little bit by little. But the main premise was to take dudes that have come all the way through the system, take all that knowledge, because the sport will use you.
Man.
But along the way, you learning all this stuff. So it was like, well, if you've been learning all this stuff, and who you gonna give it back to, but in a structured way. And I'm gonna come in my little part on this little segment. What I felt was this, that I felt I could offer to the game was kind of simple. For guys like Ellis and guys like Phil, this is what happens to young men. They go, they play, and let's say they don't make it to the league. For the most part, that's the end game.
That's the end game.
So for whatever the reason is, you don't make it to the league, but you done been through college, and it's like, well, I'm gonna come back and coach, right? That's the natural thing. I'm gonna come back and coach. And so what happens is a guy will go and he'll get on the staff, but unfortunately in California, they don't put money into coaching. So much so they go, okay, well, if you want to coach, you got to be a teacher. I'm like, well, you serving two, I don't want to say two guys, but you're serving two different people. Because it's like either you 100% teaching or you 100% coaching.
You can't do both.
You can't do both with your heart, right? And so coaches at the high school level, to me, hold a tremendous role because that's a major role model. A role model because as a head football coach, you got 200 souls you're responsible for. Basketball coach, you got 45, baseball 40, so on and so forth, right? And so my thing is these guys were coming back, they coach, you try to I have a head coach that's the man, then he bring a guy like Ellis on, but he giving them crumbs. And a dude like Ellis would do I'm gonna do it for the kids. Because genuine, I'm gonna come back to the barn, I'm gonna help. Right? I'm gonna come back to Fremont, I'm gonna help.
Exactly.
And then you do it, but then after a year or two, here's the scenario that plays out. You got a wife, or you got a girl.
You got children.
You got moms, you got kids. And everybody's like, hey man, that football thing was cool.
It
ain't paying no bills,
but what you doing?
But what you doing?
But what you doing?
Real talk.
And it was like, I said, man, if I could create a situation where these dudes can stay in just long enough to get the business side of it to take off, because it's really all it is if you just stay in it long enough, opportunity after opportunity after
coming.
Exactly. Now, a cat like Ellis, because he's already business savvy, and so Ellis was gonna make it regardless in life, whether he's selling tennis shoes.
Coach Ellis got
he a businessman. He gonna figure it out. But if he can see where he can go, well, I could take this and this and make it. So we're just keeping them dudes around the game just long enough. I mean, in my mind, you got to be good enough to even be out there coaching.
Yes. I was gonna say that because you definitely got. You can't just be you can't be an average.
Yes. But then you also got to be mature enough to go, okay, this is a business. This is not a hustle. If I tell you practice at 5. Our belief is coaches pull up at 4, set the facility up by 4:30.
Come on now.
So when practice starts at 5, we start at 5 o'clock. You can't pull up at 5:05, 5:15.
Attempting to set up.
That's not professional.
No, it's not. It's not.
And that's not how Premier operates. That's my speech. So it ain't no speech.
Hey, you teaching?
You just laid a format for anybody who has that idea that who want to have the desire to do that.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, coming up in South Central, man, I'm just a couple of years older than you.
Yeah.
And we've always desired to have something like you guys had, because we didn't have nobody to elevate us to another level of skill. It wasn't. It wasn't none of that. Either we went from football, Pop Warner football, then we played basketball
and then
basketball to baseball,
track or whatever.
And if you basically same kids, same coaches, there's nothing new brought into that to elevate you or take you to another level. So basically, we were our own standard as far as somebody getting bigger and stronger. That person to become the alpha child, alpha kid. Guess who ended up being the superstar out of everybody? You know,
in that community, what does make the communities we just talked about, in my mind or my opinion, so good is you all have a ready-made iron sharpen iron. You already have the dynamics of the community, and then just the culture, the people, like you push each other.
The support.
But the ingredient that was missing was, do you have high-level training and sharpening of the
That's
tool?
what we didn't have.
And then do you have the financial resources to cover those folks? Because they'll do it, but it's like at a point, you can't ask a dude to train some kids, and it's like, dog, I can't feed my family.
I can't feed my own kids.
We got a dude in our circle right now that we love, and we'll get to that conversation later. But it's like he's going through a struggle where he's like, man, I'm trying to feed my kid, keep a roof over my head. I can't do this coach thing. I got to go out and get a grind. I got to get a 9 to 5.
9 to 5.
Yeah.
Now that kid is doing something. He's not, but I'm saying now that person is doing something else, and they're like, I would love to help, coach, but
this is what I gotta do.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, because I want to expand on what they just said after we come from the break, man. But we got Coach Kev, Coach Ellis, Premier Sports, Big JT, man, J5TH. We rocking in here, man. Keep it locked. Keep it locked. Patio PolitiCz. Yeah, Patio PolitiCz, we back, man. We getting deep.
Patio PolitiCz.
Man, Coach Ellis, Coach Kev, y'all good?
We good.
Man, before I get into the you know, the grit of everything, the meat of the convo, what positions did y'all play?
Oh, wow.
He was on the wrong side of the ball. I played corner and safety.
I was gonna say, you give me that defense, Coach.
You see that aggressive? Yeah. I'm a little more on the finesse side. I was a receiver. I was a speedster back in the day, man.
Okay.
On the outside, on the edge, man. All right.
Okay, so Ellis, you straight defense, no? Where you play both sides, Iron Man, a little iron? No?
Nah, and then they used me a little bit on offense because of my speed at Norbon, but for the most part, man,
you're a hitter. You
gonna defense.
Okay.
I don't really care about getting hit. I just want to do the hit.
Real talk.
I just want to do the hit.
Real talk.
Okay. Now I know before we went into break, I know what you was talking about, Coach Kev, just the situation with one of the coaches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Do that be difficult for y'all to have them conversations where, like, say y'all know the funding ain't there yet, but it's soon to come. We gonna manifest that shit. It's soon to come. But you gotta have them conversations where they want to be dedicated to this, but the struggle and grind is hitting them so hard where it's that tug where they got to pull themselves away. Yeah. Especially if you're a good ass coach.
It is definitely difficult for multiple reasons. One, another part of what we developed here in Premier is he's a kid that I coach.
Yeah.
So he's a kid that I've coached and brought through the program, and then was able to give him an opportunity to come back and coach inside the Premier fold.
Yeah.
So it's difficult.
Hold on, let me say this too. I gotta interrupt.
Yeah, nah.
You know, as I'm calling myself a big OG in this.
Yeah, you are.
You are. I saw that kid in him. So when we talked, I said, "Oh, 100%, we gotta help him."
Yeah,
because and we'll talk later. This dude's story gets deep into the community. So when I saw that kid, I was like, "Bro, that's a miniature carbon copy of you."
Wow.
So like 4 years later, here this kid come. Oh, we gonna help him. Well, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Like you said, man, you know, it was a blessing to be able to coach the kid and to have an opportunity after he went to school to be able to give him the platform to train and then kind of teach him how to train. It is difficult to then turn around and also give him the reality of the training world. It demands, if you are going to be any type of company or person that's going to have a lucrative training career, you're going to have some business savvy.
Yes.
And that's the hardest part to teach people, because a lot of us, we were athletes, but we were never taught how to put it together as a business.
Yes.
You know, and that was really big being around a major company like Nike. I'm watching them run these camps in different states, and we're putting on camps and clinics for over 1,000 kids at a time. It's been a time where I was on the field by myself with hundreds of kids.
Wow.
So once you go through something like that, you learn real quick. There's no more panic in training.
You gotta make it happen.
Yeah, you gotta make it happen. But for these young kids, and this guy, he's mid-20s.
Yeah.
You know, but for a young man in the mid-20s with a kid now, which is new to him, I've got to have a conversation. That's priority number one. Then we can come back and we can figure out how to get you to a point where you can start offsetting to maybe even come out of that job. But priority number one, you got to take care of your seed. So it is tough, you know.
It's a sacrifice that has to be made.
Yeah, it is.
It has to.
Now, when you was doing the Nike thing, did you seek counsel from maybe people that was maybe above you to get that information on a business, or was you just like that fly on the wall, just being observant and paying attention, like?
A little bit of both, man. I definitely was a sponge. You know, I was looking at how they ran everything.
Yeah.
I asked a lot of questions. I did have, like I said, shout out to Eugene. They put me in a great spot. They always gave me the top group of DBs. So I got a chance to really see the inner workings of how everything worked. And then I came out of it and I took what I liked about it, and then I took my own core philosophy and my core principles and applied it and created my own version of what I wanted to. And along with Kev, because a lot of what we've been able to do at Premier has been able to mastermind with Kevin and his vision and put that together to create something so unique, because I don't think there's another one of us out there at all.
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, I concur.
Yeah.
Now, did y'all have to, like, how long have Premier been in syndication and going? Like, how many years?
Reality is, I would say since 2011 as Premier. Right. Now, you want to talk about when did we start? Probably like mid 2009.
I was about to say 08, 09, 10.
So 2009, I would say towards the end, like September 2009.
Wow.
Right.
And was it just tools and fuse y'all had to grow into the number that y'all got now?
No, we weren't. So we weren't Premier yet. That's why I said the name Premier started in 2011. Like I said, it came from a ride on the way to work, but we had been doing it for a couple years prior to that.
Got you.
So we had numbers because we were partnered with, like I would run a camp in Downey and it would have a Nike sign on it. So we would get kids.
Got you.
And then I was working with a couple of agents, so I had some guys that was getting ready to go to the draft.
Wow.
I had we had pro basketball players coming in. So we had access to people. It wasn't twos and fews. But it was no Premier.
Gotcha.
And then when we put Premier together with the infrastructure underneath it, that's when it started to take off.
Can I tell you a funny story?
Nah, please.
And I'm super political with this one because the names of the characters will be withheld.
Yeah, you go.
All right, so whatever that speech is, right? All right, so there was a company that our guys, Phil and Chris, were working for. So we brought them in. They were doing the basketball. And then I had this vision of how I wanted ran. I said, man, I want to do skill development. I want to do performance training. And I want to do like scrimmaging, like those three components. And so, okay, we put it together and we designed it and, everything was cool. So this other company was being paid to do it. And then they would in turn cut checks back to them. Yeah. So I would pay the company, the city. We would pay them because I'm the supervisor. I'm like, hey, I want to run these programs. Here's how I want my program to run. Can y'all do it? Yes, we could do it. But the reason I knew about the company was because Phil and Chris were out in the community saying, hey, we do this for this company. You want to? So I was like, all right, cool, come on. All right. This is where the gangster part comes in. So Coach Chris leaves and goes on to another endeavor. So it's just Coach Phil. And so we had built up the program. And so the program calls me and goes, man, now mind you, our version of the program was smashing because they had the program in other cities throughout the U.S. Yeah. I really could give you some details and you can figure it out, but I'm not. And so I was like, okay, cool. So we was killing it. And so then what ends up happening is Chris leaves and then they had another guy up north in Sacramento. And so they're like, hey, can you tell us how the story goes? And so then I called Phil. I said, Phil, man, let me tell you what these dudes did. They called me. Yeah. And so then, because they were trying to squeeze Phil out and bring a whole nother dude in. Wow. I'm not going to get too political on it, but it was on some melanin stuff. So I sat there and said, typical. Okay. I said, well, check this out. I said, Phil, do you want to just do it? Yeah. You and Ellis, and about now, they kind of forming the company. Yeah. So I said, all right. Well, what the other people didn't realize, I was like, all right, well, in the contract with y'all, we gonna bring Premier in. Like, why am I gonna build it with y'all, but give y'all the big money and then they pay because they was paying them crumbs. Yeah, wow. Yeah. They was paying them crumbs of what was coming in. Like, and it was like, well, why don't I just pay y'all? Y'all really the ones putting the work in. Y'all the ones really getting the kids better. You're the ones that's why the kids are coming. Because Ellis, like, he in the community, they love him, they love Phil. I'm like, no, I'm gonna give y'all the money. That's what I'm talking about.
And just seeing how the program is being ran now, Coach Ellis, is that your experience from the Nike thing where you don't leave room for question and bullshit? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? You clear real quick
for football, man. One of the reasons why I stay in the lane of training versus getting into a lot of the coaching is I'm not a big fan of none of the bullshit. So my thing is, let's just keep it to where we're going to come out here, we're going to get better, and that's it. I'm not for the daddy ball. I'm not for
that's what you call it, daddy.
That whole fuss, and I'm not even for the youth football politics. Which this year I've got a chance to see a lot of it because of how many kids we had under the age of 13. Right. Yes. So since we had 8, 9, 10, 11, we had all the U's, and then you have all these tackle chapters in one program with us. Man, I'm seeing the politics of youth football. It's not for me. I believe it has to go on because youth football is important to the sport, but it's not my lane. I'm going to stay in my lane. So that didn't come from Nike. That's just a personal preference. I don't just
thank you for being that way.
I just rather keep it honest, open, and let everybody know like this is what it is. So now you have a choice to make a decision. I'm not playing no favoritism, none of that. We out here. Every kid is coming to get better, and I will play if we're doing sevens of the best kids on the field. Don't care who you are. Yeah. So don't care your color, your shape, your size. If you are the best player, you play.
And you got a baby boy that play too.
Right? And he was on the bench for the most part. So,
but I'm saying you was on him too.
No, I'm on everybody.
So this is I'm a parent. Coach Ellis, could I holler at you for a second? This is after practice. How you doing, brother? I don't mean to bug you about this, but Junior, man, is he was over here with the lineman, man, and Junior's a running back. Why you got him over here with the lineman?
Hey, you know, that's a very interesting name that you picked.
That's why I'm playing. That's why I'm role play. That's why I'm giving that scenario.
Well, that's a very interesting name that you picked because we had the scenario with a, never mind.
It's always Junior.
Yeah, it's always Junior.
It's always Junior.
No, but the reality of the situation is I always tell a parent, like, listen, I'm a trainer, I'm not your coach. So when you go play tackle football, your coach is going to put you
where you put you.
You're coming to me and you're actually investing in your kid.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you come to me and invest in your kid, if you tell me this is what you want your kid to play, I'll put in there. I'm going to tell you as a professional, though, that's probably not the position your kid's going to play.
Real.
That's my job to tell you the truth because now you're making you're making an investment. So now, will I tell you, you want your kid to play or you want your kid to kind of just sit here for a second? Because if he's not capable of playing that position and he's not better than the other kids at that position, let me tell you, man, look, Dad, you 6'3.5", 265, 270 yourself. If he grow up and he's already on track to be your size, listen, bro, he's gonna be better off if we teach him how to be an effective lineman. And you'll thank me later when you get this paycheck.
Might not be as sexy right now.
Exactly.
I've had that exact situation happen with a kid, and then he goes D1 at DN.
Right.
Wow.
But the whole time, Dad was trying to convert him into a skilled player.
Yeah.
Telling him, no, your son, he's a D lineman. No, my son. He came back. He apologized. He thanked me. He even gave me a gift card. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I because as a coach, I've been doing a little coaching myself. I know and I done experienced that where I done had parents literally do that. Do it in the middle of a football game in the bleachers, and this is high school.
Yeah.
Why you got him on? He should be. Why y'all? And this is why we trying to coach on the field.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's tough, man.
It is.
I set. He can tell you. I set the standard right from come talk to me. You can talk to me. I'm not a person that shuns my parents from talking. Talk to me after. After practice.
And so you gave him the scenario after practice. After practice.
Yeah, talk to me after practice.
Very appropriate.
Right.
But don't come to me because now if I'm dealing with you, I'm not helping the kid.
Exactly.
Yeah, take it from
So
them.
you're taking away from the kid.
Taking their time.
My energy and reverting it to you when it needs to be on the baby.
Absolutely.
And in a particular situation I was clowning about.
Yeah.
It was from also coaching too, Flag is just you already on the go.
Yeah.
And in the age group you're working at, a lot of parents don't understand their attention span.
Right.
You dealing with 6, 7, and 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
So you already got them here and they starting to grasp it, and then you hear a father or uncle chiming. He don't play that, coach, every second. And you were giving him warnings. You gave him 5. Because he's like, hold up, man. I don't do daddy ball. And
I'm big on it, man. I'm big on it.
So explain to the people what daddy ball is for them that don't know.
All right, man. Daddy ball is when you think your son plays every position, is the best at every position. You want to try to put him. Listen, man. You're actually not helping your son at all. You're not helping your son at all, and neither are you helping yourself as a coach. The best thing you can do is teach your kids to compete. Man, earn everything.
That's it. And
because unless you are Deion Sanders, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna be able to walk your kid all the way through college.
Man, real talk.
So at some point, they're gonna have to have another coach, and they're gonna have to earn it.
Man.
So teach them young how to earn their position, earn their playing time, earn their respect, instead of going out here and trying to give your kid, literally hand them every opportunity. And then what you end up creating is headaches. Yeah. Those kids are usually the hardest to coach once they get another coach.
So they can't get out of it.
They don't know how to get out of that daddy ball field. So, man, it's anytime you give a kid ultimate privilege, and it's not just daddy ball, it's uncle ball,
it's mama ball,
it's I like your mama ball.
I got another one. You got team mama ball because I'm doing all him. Wow. And that kid, I hate to say it, typically be the one be twirling in the grass, and you be like, oh my God. But she hits you and I hate to say it, it's a woman, and they'll hit you right when you're trying to get stuff organized. You be like, I need some help. And they get everything organized. And then you get that conversation, second game of the season. Hey, can I holler at you?
These topics need to be talked about, and people need to hear this because a lot of parents are in denial. A lot of them don't think that's not me. I don't do that. I would never want my child. I don't play. Yes, you do. You're one of the ones. Partner, you sitting here criticizing the coaches every decision they make. You are one of the ones.
And a lot of people don't commend you guys enough, I feel, because like you said, you guys are taking away time from your sons, your family to come sometimes work for free and deal with other kids who may be headaches.
Yeah.
That's just real.
Yeah.
And not only that, just sometimes I look at how y'all run y'all program. It's admirable, to how I may run my film company, how we do our thing. Y'all cross your T's and dot your I's, and y'all run this shit like it's 200 of y'all. I see Ellis, you be on your stuff when you come. You done been out the gate like, hey man, I don't see his name. You gotta go to the. Then you have Kevin traveling all over the field. You good? Did y'all get that? That y'all turn that paperwork? You know what I'm saying? And I commend you guys for being able to do that, because I know y'all hear the whispers, the murmurs.
It's never perfect, but
you're never gonna get away from that. In this, you dealing with, as long as you deal with people, you're gonna deal with complaints.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man.
It's always gonna be there.
And did football teach y'all that? Just being athletes?
Life.
Life.
Yeah, life taught me that.
But it was life. It was
I ain't gonna put that on football. That's life. Life.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, I just want to just commend you brothers as well, man. Thank you guys for providing something that we have been desiring to have for our kids for the longest, man. And that's that extra. We all been hearing it all our lives, that it's what you do in the off season. We heard from us watching Walter Payton run up his hill, Jerry West's kids saying that's why they're the greatest. It's not what you do in season. That's what they say. Emmitt Smith. It's what you do out of season. And you guys are those cats that take our babies and be able to say, come on, I can help make you better. I want to be fast, like I can help you. I want to catch every ball. I can help you.
It's a process to that.
And you guys are teaching them and also raising our babies, man.
Come on, man. Hold that right there. We're going to get back into that.
All right.
We're going to take a quick break, man. Premier Sports, Coach Ellis, Coach Kev, Big J, TJ5. We'll be back after this, man.
He was love. Malcolm X, he was love. Love in this business will get you killed. You have to set an example. You have to draw a line. When they see that line, and if they cross it, there will be hell to pay. They must know that.
¿Lo tienes?
Yes, we back. Big J, man. Now, what you were saying to my brothers, man, how you commend them on stay patience, man, in the process of raising our babies.
And it's the fact that, again, of providing an avenue in which we've been dreaming and desiring to have. When this cat was a child, man, it was something I had to do. Right. So I had to try to incorporate some kind of off-season training, right? And also still prepared to go to the high school at Fremont and let me deal with these high school kids.
Right.
And it takes a lot, man. People don't realize what goes into being able to be a parent, not just to yours, but being a parent to everybody else's.
Man.
Yeah.
It don't have nothing to do with favoritism. It got to do. It's just the fact that you guys have an innate love to be able to make the people around you better. And you guys got the formula of making dreams come true.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. You guys got the formula to make kids' dreams come true.
Come on, man.
Message.
Come on.
That's a message. Everybody don't have that. Everybody don't have that. You can sit in a room full of 1 million coaches, man. Everybody don't have that. And I commend you, brothers.
You know what, man? One of our phrases, we got a lot, right? But one of the phrases is trust the process, right?
Yes, sir.
And respect the grind.
Respect the grind.
Come on, man.
And
come on.
The process, okay, I'm gonna speak for myself. Once again, kind of as an older OG, it's like and I say it that way, and I jump in and say it as an older OG because, see, when you're 17 and 18, your eyes are, man, I'm trying to go to college, I'm trying to ball, I'm trying to do this, and you're not really thinking about, and we talk about this in our educational component, you're putting yourself in a platform for position yourself, what are you going to do for the next 40 years?
Yeah.
Right?
Man.
And you have to stage that. And it's like 20 of those years I did this and 15 I did, when you at 56, I kind of see how the race really was. I ain't seen it all, but I see the race
enough to know
a little more.
Enough,
yeah.
So when we talk about the process and the grind, man, listen, I tell all my parents, listen, man, our baseline goal is to prepare you through our youth programming to when your kid and you get to high school, they're in position to know how to compete for the job, play, get on the field. We help you kind of navigate them. Parents, we're going to teach you how to stay out of the way so you don't mess things up. But we're going to prepare you. But here's the biggest thing we really want for our athletes. Yeah, we want to play in high school and all that. And hey, they make it to college, great. And they make it to the pros. That's to another level.
Yeah.
But the main thing is this. We're going to teach you how to learn and grow. Because the process you learn here, working hard, figuring stuff out. We're big on communicating. We're super big on kids talking and communicating. Like when I give kids, like one of the first things we do, we give out the jersey or t-shirts. I put the parents over there, especially the mama, because they want to line it up. I'm like, no. Y'all come here. I'll put it on. All right, boom, there you go. Because we got to get through 50 kids in an hour. But more importantly, it's like, and then after I put it on them, I show love to the parents. I go, put them on and say, hey man, how's that feel? And they look around. I'm like, no. I know your mama's over there.
Yeah, watch
look at me.
Yeah.
How does that feel? It feels good. I know he kind of still nervous. I said, okay, you good. Now go ask your mom or dad and then come back. But while he do that, I'm getting the next kid.
Yeah.
And then, and then the parents be wanting to come over to the state. I be like, no, we got it. And I tell them before, I said, here's how it's going to go. I'm going to bring your kid. I'm going to give them their jersey.
Let them know out the gate. Off the
this
rip.
is the process. And then they kind of sit back and go, because they be itching to come over there. And I'm like, but what we're trying to teach, like, man, we got to teach your kids how to be independent.
Yeah.
You guys want to spoon feed them through the whole process.
Man.
I got to see if this kid, I think a lot of kids are fighters, but they never taught to fight.
Never taught to fight, man. Wow.
That process there is considered a rite of passage.
Yeah.
We, in our community, in our culture, we don't have enough of that. Well, we have an adult male, the elder, being able to get a child and says, here, I'm putting this on you.
Yeah.
How do you look? And let me tell you how.
It's like a badge.
It's like a badge.
It's a badge.
A shield.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm giving it to you. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You look good.
You look good.
Man.
I don't care if everybody walk away from here, everybody tell you don't look good.
Yeah.
That man who gave it to me, coach gave it to me.
Exactly.
And that's all that matters to me.
Exactly.
And it's a rite of passage. That is that's that character building.
Yeah.
We don't realize how, you guys know.
Yeah.
Y'all do it.
Yeah.
Man.
Now you guys being parents, let me jump to this.
Yeah.
Did y'all have y'all moment seeing y'all kids getting coached, or you, Ellis, like where you want to step into that mold of like the other parents you see? Like, damn, I see my son, damn, you know how they taught you, and you gotta just be like, shit,
honestly, man, I actually enjoy when I get a chance to let him go do something where I'm not coaching. So this year I got, and I'm gonna use this word because I got stuck with the 8U. I wasn't trying to coach the 8U.
Played out that way.
Because that's the team that my son was on. So I didn't want to coach him because I know he panics when I coach him. But when I put him in the basketball, he's in there with Coach Scott and some of our other basketball coaches. I enjoy being able to legitimately sit in the stand. I actually sit in the stand. I can go sit on the floor. I can go sit. I go sit in the stand.
And I have him come and talk sometimes. He be like, man, I just want to
be a spectator.
So I let him have them moments. I respect him.
In the stands because I want to see how he manages everything, so I can then be dad when we get home.
Man,
you
message.
When you're on the field, you're on the court. At that point, you're coaching. But when we get home and when we get in the car and we're riding home, at that point I become dad.
You become dad.
I can't dad right if I didn't take a seat and watch my son and see how I can teach him to be a better man in situations and grow into the type of person he wants to be. So I sit back and I relax.
Let me piggyback off that. Once again, everything we do, this is why this combination is so good. As the big homie, like I have a son and a daughter, his niece and nephew, and so they're younger. So I have my son who's older than my daughter, and so I coach my son, Pop Warner, Coached everything. I was that dude. I was that dad.
Gotcha.
I was that man.
So you moved up every time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was that dad. We were the team, and we was the team.
Yeah.
Laced, clean, the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
nine, right? I was that, and my baby was the little chili. It was cold, right? So here go the situation.
there.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this.
I'm getting there. That's why I'm listening. Like, come
I'll
on,
never
Cam,
forget this,
lay it
man.
on me, man.
We coming home from practice one day, dude. We coming home from practice. I got my son and my daughter. It's just the three of us. The only three people in life that know this story. So we coming home. So that day, my son just mess up in practice, right?
Yeah.
So I'm feeling some kind of way, but I'm on the coaching staff, but I'm masking it because I can't go too far, but I'm masking it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm feeling, I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. I felt, man, you not doing good, so you making me look bad. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm giving it to
Nah,
you
that's
guys
real.
100%.
Nah, I appreciate
right?
that.
And I'm like, damn. So we coming home, so I got that energy now.
Yeah.
So we stop at a park, and we get out, and I'm going at him, telling me, man, you next time the dude go to tackle you, I'm giving it to him.
Yeah.
And then just it clicked on me, man. I looked and I saw my daughter in the back seat. She was just like, damn, little Junior taking L's right now.
Man.
But now the story ain't over, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
boom, we get home. And so my wife bangs on my son like, hey, did you take the trash out? Or I don't know, whatever it was. And he kind of like blows her off or do whatever. And I go, now I switch from coach hat
To daddy.
Hey,
Man, I
bro,
had them hats.
I'm in there.
Man, you
I'm
on
get
it.
your
Mama
energy.
said,
I'm like, yo, bro, what's up with you, man? I'm on that.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you ever tell my wife, woo, I'm over the top.
Yeah.
I'm over the
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
And so now he kind of crying or whatever. Also, now you gonna cry? Like I'm on that. I'm not
You on
giving
it,
him
yeah.
no breaks. So he take the trash out, and so then like I'm driving to work the next day. I said, you know what, man? He don't know if I'm mad because he dropped the pass.
Yeah.
Or you
Or
didn't
he
take out
just-
the trash.
Or he didn't take out the trash. That's,
Or he
that's
put mama on.
confusing as hell.
Man, it's a lot. It's a lot for you.
So fast forward 4 or 5 years later, now my daughter's playing basketball, and I'll tell you her story later. She's, she's not even nice. She's okay.
Yeah.
Coach Scott get her nice, and I said, man, listen, I'm gonna hand you my daughter, dog.
Yeah.
You train her up. You do whatever you got. I'm sitting in the stands and letting you get her nice.
Yeah.
Because now on the ride home, yeah, baby, Coach Scott was hard on you today. Yeah, he was tripping. Yeah. I said, but you know why he said, now I'm talking to, like I'm an ally.
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
like, it's totally that. Now, granted, there's a different relationship between the dad and the daughter anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
But just kid to kid, it was like, I felt like, okay, I think I got this. I effed that first one up.
Yeah.
And I do feel bad because I like, he was my first son. You know, I only got one son, but my first kid,
Yeah.
he my son. I'm
Yeah,
putting
man.
all of that
I
on
coach.
him.
Yeah.
I coach.
Yeah.
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 It's,
He's supposed to be-
it's tough, man, to coach your own kid because you don't want to go too far on the field.
Yeah.
Like, he just letting his son. And then
Man.
you counter it, and you don't give him enough attention.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. You like, when
It's
you
a
gave
difficult
that
balance.
kid 5 chances, your son didn't line up right. Get to the back of the
Man,
line.
on them. Yeah.
It's tough, bro.
Been there.
Yeah. Hey, did you ever apologize to him for it? Come on, Coach Cam.
No, man. I'm gonna be honest. Not in that direct way.
Yeah.
About that, but I circle back on some other things, and I tied it all together. Like,
Yeah.
man, I was tripping.
Yeah. Yeah.
You owe that brother.
100%.
That means
100%.
owe
Yeah.
him that that sincerity. You got to do it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there
Yeah.
with this one here.
Man.
I've been there
Yeah.
with him and his brother. I've been there.
Absolutely.
Hey, he
Yeah.
said,
High
hey,
school,
as soon as
yeah.
Cam said that about the car, I started having like PTSD. Like, he done pulled out, got out after practice at the park. I'm like, here we go. Here we go.
And I'm not saying it was the result.
No.
But man, the next season he was a beast. He was
oh, yeah.
and it was like,
He the reason I play defense. He the reason I play defense.
and so my thing was, my thing in my conversation with him, like, I rode you that way because I needed to sharpen that iron.
Man, yeah.
Yes.
And
That's
so
right.
sometimes the sacrifice is us being cool,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that ain't cool.
It's not.
Yeah, that
You see
part.
what I'm saying?
Nah.
But I had to make sure you,
You got to turn that flame up. Like you said, sharpen
Yeah.
that sword has to go in there, and that flame has to be turned
all the way up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the moment, I can't give you an explanation of why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Right,
But there's
right.
a method to this madness.
Yeah,
For real.
So when I see a young buck, he have his little moments. See, now I could be like, yeah, your daddy tripping, man. But you know why he did it, right?
I didn't see Coach Ellis do it. I'm like, damn.
But you know why he did it, right? Yeah. Come on with Unc. We're gonna go over here and work on this.
Yeah.
You gotta have a balance, man.
Yeah.
Because ironically, that was me for KJ.
Yeah.
So for my nephew, I come pull up. Hey man, hop in the car. Maybe where we go? I get him out the house. Try to save him a little bit. That was me and my nephew. Like
Yeah. Now, how do y'all sustain that balance just with taking on the energies of all these parents, man, and maintaining y'all peace? Like, how do y'all maintain y'all peace? Because I know it'll be times, man, we all have our days as humans, like
breaking points.
Man, you could be going through something with your children or whatever. Just it could be school, whatever.
Yeah.
How do y'all maintain y'all peace when parents bring their negative energy to you?
Man, honestly, I can just say I'm blessed. Is the word that I'm gonna use. I don't have to deal with too much negative energy because the thing I try to do every day, no matter what, show up with positive energy.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I kind of mess with people. I got my saying. I mess with people no matter what time it is. I tell them good morning. I set different trends. I kind of get a good enough relationship with my parents where if I can see them having a negative energy, I'll change it with a joke, positive energy. It's not unless you're doing like you saw that one day where and even then I stopped everything.
Yeah.
I didn't go crazy. I was just like, man, listen.
Check this out.
If it doesn't work for you, I will issue you a refund, bro, and you can go do something else because now I'm gonna protect the energy of everyone.
Man,
you
made a public announcement to all the parents. Everybody like,
any parent.
That negative energy is infectious.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a cancer.
We don't do negative.
No.
I'll tell you, like we speak on that a lot. Like, hey man, everything is about energy. So it's kind of like when you even a conflict resolution. I'm like, man, when we gonna sit down to do this conflict resolution, let's approach it like we here to resolve it.
Man,
not get your point out and my point, though those are necessary pieces.
Yeah.
But let's come in with the positive mindset. Are we gonna resolve this?
Yeah.
So for me, in conflict resolution,
conflict
Hey, I'm laughing because that cancer got cut quick.
Yeah.
The parents he was murmuring to, once Ellis made that, they start backing away. After you made the announcement walk away, he was like, man, people like shit, you know.
I ain't in that conversation.
I ain't in that conversation.
I want Ellis to glance over here and I'm over here giving him dap after you told. Oh no, man. Nah, brother, I'm good.
He was standing alone.
Yeah, he did. He took a nice little walk, but it wasn't to be like that though.
Yeah, of course.
It was just to set the tempo for everybody.
You have
man.
to. You have to.
And I think the other thing is, I'm gonna say it like this: it's because everything is governed in this because it's business, right?
Yes.
And so you know, as a businessman, you can't argue with people.
You can't.
You're gonna lose your business.
Man, that part.
And so because this isn't daddy ball, and it's like this is my team, so I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna go. It's like, well, this is a business. So let me make this announcement, but this announcement goes for everybody.
For everybody,
You see what I'm saying? And it's not personal, but this is how we do it. And the thing that I feel we do across the board is we set the tone, we set the standard, and we stick to the standard. If McDonald's or whatever companies out there that's making hamburgers always put pickles, lettuce, and there's an order you do it.
No matter what, that order's set.
Yeah, and it's like you can't go,
change.
well, you know, my burger this ain't a McDonald's burger. Like, well, this is McDonald's, so this is how we do our burgers.
This is how we do our burgers, yeah.
Either you want it,
or
you don't.
Exactly. Or you don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
Nah, but he played it. You can get your kid, and y'all both can. Nah, for real.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you, gentlemen, where do you guys see it going? What is your desire to take Premier?
Man, hold that. We're going to go to a break.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to let him ponder on that. Patio PolitiCz will be back after these messages. Yes.
Man, that's heavy like a fat kid trying to eat cake.
Yeah, Patio PolitiCz, we back.
With the
Man.
Patio PolitiCz.
I was talking crazy over the break, man. I ain't even gonna get into that, man. Start taking me to Pop Warner days.
Yeah,
With the Chiefs, man. I'm still a Chief K, man.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah, but listen,
But yeah, I'm listening.
But listen, man. Here, I mean, because we are going to talk about the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Forward, right?
Yeah, for sure, yes.
But part of that future comes from the foundation, and the foundation is this, man. It's a little bit of image. So, like you say, hey, a lot of us grew up like, man, if I had this when I was a kid, or if I had this for my kid, boo, 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 right?
Yeah.
And other industries and other areas do, right? And one of the things that we've focused on is South Orange County. Those kids would be fine. Kids in Calabasas, those kids would be fine.
Yep.
I mean, when I say our focus is from the 605 to the 405 to the 10,
Yeah.
to the 7, like that corridor, right?
Man,
which is where a core of these athletes are. Which now I'm not saying a kid can't come from Orange County. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure we provide for that greater community, right?
Yeah.
And beyond. But here's the difference, man. Those other communities have like all kind of resources,
Man.
and so we have access to great coaches and great facilities, and then there's the kids. And so for me, it's just like, well, if you got batter and you got a thing to put the batter in, and you got an oven, we about to make cake,
Man,
Real
come
talk.
on.
No,
Yeah.
real
and so
talk.
I'm like, okay, cool. And so our thing is this, going back to what you were saying about, well, dang, you got this organization and this organization. I always felt, right, man, if and this is always like the barometer. But if Nike came in, because I'm gonna talk about this because it's not about just Nike or Adidas or whatever
Anybody.
brand. But the image was, well, man, if Nike came down and built a brand new facility, everybody would just pull up and wouldn't say, well, Nike down with the demos of the tree. They'd be like, we coming to get our kids Nike.
Get them right,
But because we had to build ours from the ground up, it just kind of felt like, well, Premier or who y'all rocking with? Man, we teaching. That's who we rocking with.
Real talk.
Yeah.
And so
glad
that's
y'all
where
got
we had to
affiliated
kind of
somebody.
keep the knowledge out there with folks to say, listen, man, we don't care what you wear in the fall.
Yeah.
We want all these kids to get nice, because nobody bangs on a kid that plays for the Lions, that played at SC, Notre Dame. You just like, well, that's where you went to
That's where you
school.
went.
But now I'm gonna rock with you because you a Lion fan or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the same with us. We want to see our kids ball out for the Chiefs and ball out for
everywhere. Yeah.
and and come back home and come get this training. And then off-season training is even more sharper. Like, we lost to y'all in the chip, but
Here,
because and I'm just gonna give y'all a little tip coming from Carson, right? What would happen in Carson in my day, there was Banny and Carson. Then it became Carson and Norbon. Then Norbon became the squad. But at Curtis Junior High School, now called middle school, we would go up there to work out, and it was just like those would be some of the best workouts.
Yes.
Because you balling with the number 2 DB and I'm the number 1 receiver, or vice versa. You trying to get nice, and then it just so happened come early December, championship game at the Coliseum. You like, and then you chip-chopping, right? And you like lining up against your boy. You be like, remember them Curtis workouts, homie? Like, I remember them Curtis workouts.
That's so cool. That is so cool.
So we want that. So like, we want that in the all season. And all that's doing is building. Because here's the. And I said this to Snoop one day. That's another conversation for another day. Because this is when Snoop, before he had the Snoop League, and we were talking. Because this kid played for Okjoff, and they were in the Oak. They were
Rolling Hills.
Rolling Hills, and we was at the gas station. I said, because he knew Carson was deep, right? And so I said, hey man, it's all good. They're gonna all play for USC one day, and that's when USC was at the top. And he was like, true love one, like that is the goal. We all want to be at SC games, like
everybody.
Because at that time, that's where you wanted your kids to go to SC. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the same energy. We want to see our kids get there, but we're like, well, bring them to us. And we're gonna get all the best coaches and trainers and resources and pour it all into one pot and be like, let's get these kids nice. So
something that is established through your coaching. When you start talking about all the coaches you have and where they came out of. Everybody came out of different umbrellas.
Right.
We talked to Brand. He started this. He played here. A lot of them played semi-pro.
Yeah.
A lot of them did this, and it was so cool because you got a conglomerate of coaches, and you know that they're not coming out of one program. One
different
style,
one.
With one agenda,
and everybody's bringing something. So it's like, man, that brother coaching safeties, he coaching DBs, he coaching this. It's like he's getting there, getting those the details.
Yeah.
And
Of what it is,
intangibles.
the tangible.
And-
That's what I want to
And
find.
it creates a crazy relationship because I look at one of the coaches we have on our staff right now for football, and the reason that we know each other is because we win at each other at every camp. So in high school, and then on top of that, even youth football, I played for Carson, he played for Inglewood. You already know that don't.
Yeah.
That don't match.
That don't match.
And on top of that, he went to Inglewood High School. I was in Norman, but every time we went to camp, he was on offense, I was on defense. So every top Nike camp, any camp we were at,
Right.
and
Y'all was
USC
against-
camp, we were against each other.
Right.
So fast forward, he went to Elko, I went to Mount Sac. We play against each
Still
other. too.
battling.
We just-
Still battling.
So
Yeah.
now, you know, even with that, we have so much love and respect. I know his game, he knows my game. I know he can play, he knows I can play because we've been going. So the respect's there, and I understand now that when he's teaching, and when I'm teaching, I'm teaching.
Yeah.
So now you've got that. We started off going at each other, but even when we would go to camps, I mean, it was time we'd end up on the same team.
Yeah.
So you know, it's definitely that opportunity for you to meet all
Yes,
your
of
technical rivalries, you know, but you know, all that talent in one spot just makes everybody better. Like you said, iron sharpens iron. So you're getting great work every training session and just improving.
And it's creating a big family because the core family is premier.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed. And then I just found out y'all was doing basketball, and I'm like, oh shit, they sing year round around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is dope.
And
But-
track coming soon.
oh, there we go. There we go. There we go.
With a little sprinkler baseball, y'all ain't know.
Come on.
Kev, I'm gonna ask you a question, Kev. Yes, sir. You know, it's something that we've been pondering in LA for years, man. I can speak for myself what I've been pondering.
Yeah.
Other cats never asked the question. My cousin went to Banning, and a lot of folks went. What made the cats in Carson, the city of Carson, elite?
I could break it down to you, man.
Because when we were going to school, it wasn't nobody but Carson and Banning. Champion City Championship.
I can break it down to you, dog. I can break it down to you,
Ferragamo
brother.
all the way down,
I
man.
can break it. You,
So tell me what the secret was. Is it in the
Coach
water?
Gene Vonego at Carson. It's a little bit of the water, but not really, man.
Everybody has swimming pools?
I'm a history major, and I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna take the story back.
been
for you.
wondering.
Here it go, man. This is what happened. You have to really look at the demographics of LA.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna just call spades.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Please.
Okay, so what ends up happening in the late 40s, early 50s, large black population migration. My dad, 90 years old, shout out to Pop.
Shout out to Pops,
Shout out
man.
to Pops,
Yeah. Went to Jeff.
Oh man, shout out to the East
So-
Side. Man.
Yeah.
That's home. He's a Democrat. He's a Democrat.
Yeah. He's a Democrat, 100%.
Yes.
So when you look at the LA City Unified School District champs, it was Jeff for years because that's where all the black kids went.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now my moms went to Fremont.
Come on, man. Shout out to the
Then Fremont started
again.
Yeah. So then, they start moving around a little bit. And then my uncle went to Manual.
Yeah.
So it was a time period Manual ran stuff.
Yes.
So about the late 60s, the 105 freeway came in. If I grew up where my parents had a house, 117th Street, I was supposed to go to Lott.
Yeah.
Like that's where I was supposed to go to school.
Yes.
So my parents moved, we go to Carson. So
Thank God,
during that
thank God.
era, a bunch of people moved to that area. So here's the ingredient. Here was the secret sauce for that region. You had most of those parents' income was at a certain level where, you had two parents in the household, both of them was working.
Yes.
And so you had, starting off, the parents had some, now I say cheese, like some cheese to work with.
Yeah.
You had a strong influence of predominantly black kids. So now you already had a pool of athletes. And then Carson, as much as it's like got a bunch of different races, it's segregated. One side of town is black, another side has a lot of like Polynesian, like Samoans.
Yep. Yes.
And you got like an area where it's white, and you got areas of Latinos. So you got a perfect blend of just everybody, body sizes and everything.
Pot of gumbo.
Pot of gumbo. And then so the schools was cool. The parents had a little bit of bread, and everybody stayed there. But here's the last ingredient to it. I'll never forget this, man. I was at a practice, and we was feeling ourselves. And I remember Coach Dominguez said, "Man, listen, man." Because we had heavy athletes. And Carson and Bandy at the time I was there, you could go 4 positions deep.
Yeah.
Because we would have dudes leave Carson and go to Poly
And start.
Wow.
Dudes would leave Carson and go to Gardena and start.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, Gardena's the third wheel in the mix. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even tell y'all the way it would finish. It would go Bandy number 1, Carson number 2, Gardena
number 3 in the city.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, in the 80s.
and in that region,
That region,
yes.
that was all the same kids.
Yeah.
So so cool. We keep going with it, right? And see, football, unlike basketball, because Chris Shaw was running stuff.
Yes.
Football, you gotta have all the right ingredients.
Man.
Basketball, if you got 3 studs, you could probably get it done. Football, it'd be like, thanks, you need some linemen. You can have some linemen, but thanks, you're gonna need some skill positions. So we would go 4 position deeps, and I think what also helped, because we were so attractive at that time, I'll never forget Coach Beam was like, hey man, listen, y'all talking all this yip yap. I could close my eyes and throw a rock and hit an athlete. I can go to Compton and get a kid. I can go to Long Beach and get a kid. I can go to Watts and get a kid. And they don't mind coming down here.
Yeah.
So y'all can act funny if you want. I have another dude down here that can run that route.
Can take your spot.
Man.
So that kept us on point. Whereas you started to see the decay in the LA schools where they didn't have enough talent to pool.
Yeah.
And so then what happened is you might have a kid that should have went to Jeff. It's like, man, I'm gonna go to Lanny. I'm gonna go to Carson. Whoever's the number 1, I'm gonna go to the number 2 and push him over.
Or out to the valley.
Or out to the valley.
Yeah.
And so it just the attrition of it ended up doing that. And then, like I said, it went from Banny having an era to Carson and then Norabond. And then, like, keep in mind, Gardena was always number 3.
Yeah, it was always knocking.
No disrespect to the Mohegans, or what are they now, the Panthers?
Gaston Green crew.
Yeah, Gaston Green, exactly.
Yes, his crew, man.
So, I mean, and then now, but if you really look at the demographic, I'm just talking about football right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything is done moved out of the air. Like the city, man, the city ain't
so
ish.
depleted.
The city section is depleted.
Yeah. It's sad.
Like we went to our nephew's game he's at Rancho, but they was playing at Lock, bro.
Yeah.
They barely was able. They had, what do you got, 11? They had about like 18 kids.
That's bad. That's bad.
It was like everybody was on the field. Nobody was on the bench. I was like, well, where the subs at? It was like maybe 2 subs.
Wow.
And I was just like, whoa.
That's what it came
I was like,
to.
dude, this Watts.
Yeah, man.
Where's all the talent? All the kids. It's just kids everywhere.
Yeah.
But it ain't nobody on the field.
It's a new dynamic in football now, man. Yeah, I mean, kids is literally if you in that area with talent, they pulling you out of that area.
And it's almost hard to stay at the school. If you a dude, no disrespect to Jordan or Locke High School, if you that man, you almost can't leave that kid there because you're like, I got to take you someplace where you're gonna get trained up, and you're gonna get exposed. If I leave you here,
you gonna fall by the wayside.
Now here's my political statement with it, right? What happens is, man, now you take all your alpha males out of that school's community.
Yeah, real talk.
Because think about it, when you're in school, I mean,
the
in high school,
were the alpha males,
all of them, and they the athletes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so now you took all your good athletes and they're out of the school.
Yeah.
And so then it becomes harder for the beta to even stay there because it's like, well, man, I'm going to just go down the street. So to answer your question in a long, drawn about way, without getting too political with it, it just was the trickulation, and it just all culminated because like our neighborhood was built like in the late 60s. And that was right when they were doing the 105 freeway and people, was moving. It just, I don't want to call it dumb luck, but the other thing is blacks couldn't but move but so many areas, but they were allowed to move to Carson. But that part, which if you really look at it, it's just southern. They just kept moving further south. And it's almost like where the other communities, they bumped up and it was like, well, we ain't got no more black spaces for the black people. And it was like, it was just a meeting spot of how the urban sprawl happened.
Yeah.
That's just that history.
Carson got a lot of deep history, though, that a lot of people don't know about. So, what was that question that you had, that deep question, man? I want to get into that.
As far as where do they see Premier going? What vision?
Man.
What plateau of elevation that you're looking to take, that you guys envision it going? And which envision means there's a possibility, where's it going? Because this is the envisioning is you guys are headed that way no matter what happens.
I honestly believe that for Premier, sky is the limit. So I don't know if we have a plateau. But I can tell you in the vision of where we plan on going here in the near future, within the next 3 to 5 years, is to genuinely be able to create an academy for kids, which we've actually already started kind of test running with a national high school team. Our basketball team is actually a high school. So they are official school, accredited school for our kids that they don't go to a technical campus. They are pretty much academy kids right now. So we're actually...
What is there a name of it?
LA Premier Prep.
Yeah, LA Premier Prep.
Yes, sir.
That ain't Webb.
Oh, you
that ain't B Webb.
You heard of some? I'm not sure.
I don't think that's B Webb now. It's basketball.
Basketball, man.
Might be.
It might be Brian Webb now. I'm not sure.
All right, well, I can give you the names,
Yeah, we can tell you.
So that's what I mean, because it's one of our cats who came out of Fremont.
Oh, I know Brian.
Be well.
Yeah, he has an academy.
Okay,
it's not ours. We play against him.
Okay, yes.
NB, we good, man. That's my guy. He used to always work out at Apollo, man.
Ain't it wild how we all connected and on? That's how God works.
Yeah, real talk.
It's like a vein.
Yeah.
And let me ask y'all. So, okay, you mentioned some, Coach Kev, about educational part. Yeah. What expand on that, like as far as how Premier plays into the educational portion? Because I didn't know that either. So I'm I caught that and I'm like, hold up, we gotta talk about that.
Okay, and so here, let me give you a little history, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's always been like kind of a football side and the basketball side, and those were kind of the genesis groups, and we build out. So, but on the basketball has always been just maybe when I say a year ahead of football, only from a perspective of like we started it first, so it always had like 1 year in front of it. So it was like, we ain't gonna do that again. So by the time it's like second sibling, by the time football tournament, don't do that, right?
Trial and error.
Yeah, trial and error, right? And so so this year, even at our middle school level, we created a middle school national team, which we can get into the weeds of that later, right? And because these kids right now aren't like, when I say middle school national, you think, well, they not. Like, no, they not that, right? Yeah. But what it is, it's the structure that's in place. So the structure the foundation is set. So we have skill development, performance. These kids go Tuesday, Thursday. They go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, Sunday. So 5 days a week of sharpening their tools. Wow. And so they get skill development, they get performance training, and then they get team practice. But the other component is for the middle school kids, twice a month, every 2 weeks, we bring a college advisor in. Wow. And the foundation that she starts with right now is she teaches them, what's your learning style? How do you do time management? So she teaches them that because the next goal is, the next plateau is, we teach these kids and parents, here's what you need to get into college. Yeah. But we teach it at the middle school level. So when you hit high school, you already got the blueprint. Yeah. So you're not like 11th grade, second semester, 11th grade, 12th grade.
To fill out
and you trying to fill out stuff. It's like, we're gonna go into the game already knowing what the game is. Wow. But here's the other component of the education. It's not just the education, like study hall education. It's the education going back to understanding your trajectory. It's like, okay, well, listen, son, your daddy 5'9", your mama 5'5", and everybody in your family in the 5s. You got one off uncle that's 6'4", but we're gonna let him slide. Yeah. So listen, man, here's the reality. Like where you are, and another reason why we call it a national team is because the way we're designed is we're going to play at whatever level we play nationally. Yeah. So and kids know, man, by about the 11th grade, you kind of go, I ain't really no SC guy. Like I'm not, like I'm dreaming, but I kind of know. Yeah. And then you start going, shit, man, Laverne might not be a bad, you might be able to go to Laverne, big homie, or you might be able to go to Pomona-Pitzer. Yeah. But guess what goes down to Pomona-Pitzer? They're one of the top educational programs in the world. Yes. And so now we start to educate parents like, listen, man, now the cream of the crop, the McDonald All-American, the top, that's one group of kids. But the mass majority of kids in the community, we want to educate them on here. Make sure you got your academics right. Parents, this is what they need to have. This is how you're eligible to accept a scholarship. Like give them the whole blueprint. Yes. And then they can project and go, well, shoot, man, maybe my next 40 years, I go here for 4 years. Yeah. Yes. But I get over here and grind it out and I put myself in a whole nother lane. Instead of me going, I go to, and this is no disrespect to JUCOs because JUCOs are necessary. You go, you didn't get an offer, you go to the JUCO, you bumping around because you're trying to find yourself. Yeah. And then you go, dang, I didn't make it, right? Yeah. Then you're like, I got to get back out there and start trying to figure out. And it's for a lot of athletes that happen. Like they get to the last chance you component at JUCO, but because they didn't have a plan, no disrespect to JUCO. Now, if JUCO's your plan, it's your plan and it's a poor pathway for you. But if you don't know how to get to where you're trying to go, and you get there because you're just trying to hold on to the dream, you're dreaming with no preparation. Yeah, and no plan. They're not pouring into it. Yeah. And so, like,
you guys basically giving them a blueprint.
Giving them a blueprint.
And you're giving it to them at an age where that
It can have
making that
some impact.
transition, because 10 to 14 years old is where your characters develop as a child. That's whatever we went through at that age.
Yeah.
That's the personality we have now.
Yeah, I always say wherever you went to middle school is kind of like where you really learn your game.
Learn your game, your leadership.
Yep.
Whether you're gonna be a follower for the rest of your life, or you're gonna be able to have self confidence.
Yep.
Or you're gonna be in whatever it is you deal with.
Right.
And it also means who you surround yourself around.
Absolutely.
If you got the right coaches and the right people pouring into you at that age, man, you become a monster, man.
Yeah.
And it's again don't have nothing to do with sports. It's got to do with life.
It's not even about. That's the thing, man. It's not even about sports.
Because we in the third quarter of our life right
Absolutely.
now. We in the third quarter of our life. And it's just beginning, and we enjoying it.
Yeah.
Because now we're able to take everything we got and pour it into somebody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Damn, and that's hey, bro. Hey, and it's crazy because I was just about to ask y'all. I mean, I know personally, but what separates y'all from other programs and shit? You just told me. I didn't know about the educational portion.
Yeah.
So that's a game changer.
I'm gonna unfold two more other things.
Yeah,
about
please.
The educational
Unfold as many as you want to.
It's like y'all see the sports side of
Yes.
it, but the ultimate play is there needs to be the arts and some other stuff. And then combining those, meaning like, okay, now if we add like the arts part, so like, okay, you come over to wherever we doing and you see the football, basketball, and all that, but then you're like, oh, they got that going on over there.
Yeah.
And then you marinate the two together. So you're giving a kid the opportunity to get high level football training, but high level training in whatever art.
Man.
Okay? And because those are natural gifts.
Yeah, real talk.
But then here's the final piece to there. There's a mentoring piece that we haven't even dropped yet. But now here's the mentor piece, man. The mentor piece is the coldest of them all, because you take a person who's already in that industry that basically looked like you, like, well, I was a football player, I was a basketball player, I was a musician, and they educate you on the game, how to map your way through. Because for us, we done ran a few races.
We ran a gang of races.
And so if I could whisper
me and
in the
Ellis, we running ours.
so if I could whisper in the homie's ear, like, man, don't even go down that way, and that's gonna waste your time.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah.
We done had how many hats you done had?
Yeah.
About 20?
Yeah.
But I've seen it work. Personally, work with a young man. You know him, Kalen.
Yep.
And I'm watching Kalen do his thing in the music industry.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, if you don't really know Kalen, you don't know. But my man, Kalen was went to San Diego State, was a scholarship athlete, finished his education at San Diego State, and was a heck of a football player at Dominguez High School before he got to San Diego State.
Wow.
But everybody know Kalen, you see as a rapper.
Yeah.
Kalen actually took care of business on the back end as well. So if you know the kid's story, he's a prime example of, you're an athlete, but you also may be in the arts, and his art is music. And he actually took his opportunity and used football to get an education to enhance his music career.
Come on, man.
And now it's coming out, so you can literally see it working.
The maturation of it.
You can see it work. You have your case studies that have gone through and proven that it works. And then, like Kev said, like you guys said, it's not just about, another thing that sets us apart is it's really like family over here. Like you hear, we're hiring back kids that come through our program and giving them an opportunity to make money while they're in college or while they're going to school if they did not get to Division I or Division II.
Wow.
So
it makes a difference when somebody who's been there be able to grab you by your shoulder, put their arm around you, and say, "I understand." No, you don't. Yes, believe me.
I do.
I was. I was you.
I'm not gonna throw no shade.
Yeah.
This ain't no shade. This is just, and I want to make that clear. This is just how we do it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of programs that and this is their job because that's what they're supposed to. They use kids. They come in. And it's not a negative way when I say that. Like that, I'm helping you. You're helping me. I'm using your name, image, and likeness. And we're giving you the platform to get more money for your name, image, and likeness. Right. So it's a business deal. It's a business deal. But soon as that's done, soon as those kids get out of high school are no longer of service to them, they're gone.
It's nothing.
You never see them come back again.
Right.
And for us, that's not the case. I can literally call kids that are 5 years, 6 years out of
and they got love to come back.
Still come back.
Let me ask this question, gentlemen. Being a parent, do you think that makes a difference as far as being a parent, knowing how to treat children and deal with children when you have children of your own?
I think it makes a huge difference.
Oh yeah. It gives you perspective.
It's a game changer.
Okay. Because I've always been a stickler about it. It's difficult to coach kids if you don't talk to children if you don't have one of your own?
Let me say it this way. I think a person. Okay, let me say it two ways. A person that's a savant, that's really good at what they do, that has the ability to coach, because not everybody is good at something.
Yes.
No disrespect. When Magic Johnson tried to coach,
Man, come on.
It didn't work, but Magic was a hell of a player. It just didn't work for that. So not everybody can coach. But if you are that savant, you can coach and you can train, but you don't have a kid. And this is why I said twofold. What I deal with a lot of my coaches that, for lack of better words, to the outside world, they seem like, in the business of what I do, they seem like prima donnas because they're just so into their thing. Yeah. But that's what makes them so exceptional, because they're like, man, I'm not worried about this, and this. I'm here to do this. Yeah. And I'm nice at this. Yes. Ain't nobody better in the business than me than this. And I'm like when I'm recruiting the coaches and trainers in, I want that dude. Yeah. Because I like to flex, like, can't nobody fade us, man. We got
real talk.
It's about that. It's about having a squad. Yeah, it's about having a squad. Yeah. But then here comes the other component that I kind of am able to run alongside of them. I'm like, listen, you 100% about that, and that's cool, and that's what we brought you here for. But there's these things we got to do, because at the same time we still developing these kids. Man, and so
you still daddying up.
Yeah, and so I kind of have
daddy and partner and best friend and big brother. And up.
I have the relationship with them, and a lot of like my other people in the thing. They're like, "Man, Kev, can you talk to Coach so and so?" Because I have a relationship with them, but the relationship comes to this, right? It's like, we just trust each other. Yes. And it's nothing like a 1-2 punch. Yeah. It's nothing like Elway and Shannon Sharp or Kobe and Bert. Like when you got two, it's like, well, we gonna take it to the inside. Oh, then you gonna cut the inside off. Okay, well, I got Kobe. So then that's what we on. It's like I'm like, well, I got all that political stuff. Y'all go just grind and get these kids nice. Yeah. And then everybody respects everybody's like lane.
Yeah, and that's so cool. That's that part right there speaks volumes.
Yeah, everybody stays in their lane, and it doesn't mean if I'm in lane 1, I can't run lane 2, and it don't mean if he in lane 2, he can't run lane 1. Yeah. But we have it like
you play off each other. If I'm covering your lane 1, guess what? I'm going to run it exactly like Kev run it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not going to divert and
that goes back to the speech he said. Man, we not getting ready to do all this, daddy
ball, man.
Yeah.
That's a blessing to have. Yeah. Now, say if any coaches out there, what qualifications would they need to get in contact with y'all to, say, audition or come in for an interview or screening to be a part of the family? Because it's a family.
It is a family.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ed.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, man, and I was a little arrogant when I first started. I was like, man, if you ain't did, because I was blessed out the gate. I had Coach Scott, and if you see how nice Coach Scott is, you see how cold L is, you see my dude Tony, you see my dude Val, you see my dude Tom. Like every sport, I got that dude in. I got female. She run our little hip hop. Everybody cold, man. Yeah. And so I was like, well, if you ain't that, I don't want you.
Got you.
Yeah. Then as you grow, you kind of go, hold on, man.
Yeah.
Hold on, man. Yeah. That's the standard. That's the barometer. But they need help. They need helpers. So then, like you say, the conversation comes in. They meet with, a lot of times they'll meet with me, or they'll go through L and they meet, and L will say, hey, I got a guy, and then we figure it out. But what happens is we find out, well, what's your level? Because one of the things I do on the first day of programming, have all the parents sit down, I bring up all my players, or coaches rather, and then I introduce them and I say what level that they played, and that allows the parents to go, oh damn. And then
for real.
And then my second tier, what I call my junior coaches, they say, I started like y'all, and I'm starting point guard for Warren, starting point guard for Downey. I play at Boston. And so now the parents go, wait, you got professional coaches, and then the junior coaches are actually the players that are in high school or in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, they go, oh, damn, I ain't never seen this, right?
Yeah.
And so we find where you're at. And even if you don't fit that plateau, it's like, here's what I've learned, man. Then I just need somebody that's loyal and committed,
dedicated,
and professional.
Yeah.
Dedicated.
So like, you might not have the pedigree.
Yeah.
But I ain't going to play you. I'm like, do you work hard? Yes. Do you show up? Yeah. Are you going to do what you said you was gonna do?
That part.
Yes, then we gonna rock with you. Now, here's the rules. Like, here's how we do it.
Oh yeah, there's some guidelines.
Yeah, you can't just come in and do some jackleg stuff. Like here's you. And if you can't do it, then we'll just have a polite conversation afterwards and go, hey man, thank you.
Yeah.
But this ain't
gonna work.
This ain't gonna work. No disrespect. It just kind of didn't work.
Yeah, that's
Coach Big JT. Tumbling is not part of our curriculum, but
yeah,
what are you doing?
yeah.
now, man. Now,
you know, when I played, we all right, brother. We gonna talk.
Yeah,
so take over.
Yeah.
Man.
Now, man, fellas, before we close out, we're gonna have to get y'all to come back again, man.
100%.
Like for real, y'all family to the R now. So
Yeah, real talk, man. Real talk.
But let the world know, let the people out there watching how they can get in contact with y'all. I recommend all y'all send y'all kids to Premiere.
Yes,
that's what I'm gonna say.
Absolutely.
Don't take my word for it. Go see it to believe it. But how can they get in contact with y'all if they, want to get their kid in basketball, sports, soon to be track?
Yeah.
All that.
Just get
So
nice.
one of the easiest ways I know is popular right now is Instagram. You can follow us on premier.sports. And we also have our own website. We have two, actually. We have Premier Elite, as well as we have premierfitca.com, right? And you can email us at info, I-N-F-O, at premier, P-R-E-M-I-E-R, fit, F-I-T-C-A.com. Easy way to get in contact with us.
Man, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, two things, man,
please.
before we dip, man. Because this is just our nature. Number one, I need all y'all sizes because we got to get y'all.
Oh, yeah, we're going to let y'all for sure.
Okay.
We're going to let you.
Hey, because I can't fit my son's Premiere shirt.
We always got to lace here, man.
Yeah, we can't put you in that one.
And then the other thing is, man, y'all showing us love, but we want to show you love. Like, what can we do to help y'all, man? How do we promote? Like, it's not about taking, bro. It's about like growing, man. How do we help grow?
And that's the fascinating part. That's what I told Jazz, just being out there. I'm like, why the world don't know about this? Yeah. I'm born and raised on the east side of the low bottoms of South Central. I'm like, this is what our kids need. I wish we had this. Yeah. That's why I told her about the commercial. Right. You get what I'm saying? So we love being of service to people. And just you saying that, man, God is I feel, man,
there you go.
His divine purpose, man, is to bring everybody together. Yeah. It wasn't no accident. B told me about that, and he told me at a time where I'm going through stuff with my son, mom, and things is getting kind of tricky. But I ended up coming, seeing familiar faces, and fell in love with it all over again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Up until the point where I'm like, man, I want to be a blessing to them. And us, like you said, that melanin, us black folk, we don't like giving from the heart.
Yeah.
Or without, somebody, I'm going to do this for y'all, but make sure my son's starting. Yeah. It's like, nah. It's like, nah, man, God put it on me to bless y'all.
Regardless, if we was on the show, it's like, dog, what you need from us?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, iron sharpens iron, man. Y'all were blessing us coming.
Yes, real talk.
Now blessing to the community y'all grew up in, just coming on here sharing y'all's story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't see, man, y'all was speaking to me. I don't see, man, academy. I see a university. This was on my spirit this morning before y'all came. It hit me like that. I kid you not.
Now you said sky's the limit. Academy is universe. Universe is the limit. That means there's no end.
Man,
it's endless. It's infinity.
Infinity.
Yeah.
Y'all doing enough because I'm for sure gonna get my shirt.
I'm gonna give it. It's funny you said that. Visionary wise, I just see a campus.
Man, come on.
Now, God did
That's
tell
what I
me
seen
what
at the spot.
is.
At the spot at is that Apollo? No, that ain't Apollo. In Downey, that facility. I seen it. Yeah.
Which one, the field or
the field?
You talking about Rancho?
Yeah. Man, Rancho. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Man, I'm talking about. I'm a parent, so we come in. All the parents is like, we like, damn, this is good. And another dude like, man, I grew up over here on this side of town. I'm like, we didn't have this. I'm like, why this ain't? We like, why this ain't in South Central? Why they? So I see it being bigger, man. And us doing this platform, filming, doing music, man. We want to be a blessing to y'all, man. And whatever we can contribute and do and promote, we gonna do it.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Likewise. Man.
Yeah.
That's the only way we're going to get there is by helping each other. So we on the way in.
Yes, sir. We for sure going to get y'all the sizes, man.
But we're going to get them before we leave.
So shout out to Coach Kev. Shout out to Coach Ellis, man. We truly appreciate you guys for coming. Big JT, man. Shout out to Premier Sports. All the stuff will be in the bio. I mean, in the body of the link, man, it's going to be the links, all that. Make sure y'all support. Check them out. All these things, man. Be a blessing to these brothers as they are to these babies, man.
It's about our babies, man.
Yes. So, man, until next time, we're going to keep it locked. We'll be back at y'all like this, man. It's the Patio PolitiCz.
We hope you stay on.
We don't do trends, we trendsetters.